Hello, this is Bonnie, and if you recall the last video that I made, I used these really cute stamps from Stampers Anonymous and Joann's. These are the acrylic version, and I showed you how I colored these with the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. Today, I am going to be using the texture fades. That is called, usually it tells me, there we go, Tapestry. And I'm also going to be using some of the new Halloween paper. It always kills me because I should buy 2 packs of these because I absolutely love a lot of the papers in here. And once I use one, I can't use another one. So I don't think. Let's go ahead and get started in what I want to do. I'm going to show you first. This is the paper I'm using, and obviously it came like this, and I altered this. It looked just, well, it was similar to this. Obviously the lettering was larger, but I just cut it right there because I'm going to be making 2 cards. So I'm going to show you how I did this. Pretty easy, really. And I followed the typical technique that you do when you put ink on your embossing folder. And in this case, I used crushed olive. And all you do is, as you know, you just rub that across the top because it's the raised part. It depends on which side you want to have the ink. And I want this part to have the ink. If I did it the other way around, it would be the inside part. So you can always feel what is raised. You can see what's raised, and you know what part is going to be that color ink. Then I cut a piece of, or I didn't cut a piece. I'm using a piece of the Tim Holtz paper. And in this case, because it's wider, this one was smaller, not as wide, I'm going to have to do this twice. Whoops, and I'm doing it the wrong way. And which is good for you to see which way is the right way. So all you do is you fold that over on top, and you run that through your machine. Your machine will have the proper, it'll tell you, your machines all tell you the proper way to use a thicker folder. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I do want to get that on this side as well. So this is still wet, so I need to go ahead and emboss that right away because I did emboss it. And then I'm going to go ahead and run this side through. What I'm going to be embossing it with is Distress Embossing Glaze. This one's peeled paint, even though I ended up using crushed olive. It worked really well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. I decided I'm going to go ahead and show you how I put the embossing glaze on. Not that it's a big deal, you just put it on. But you'll be able to see what part of it actually sticks to it. And with the Distress Oxide, I try to get it on a little bit quicker because it doesn't have as much of a wet time. So now you can see that on there right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and heat set that, and then I'm going to repeat this part over here. Okay, so I wanted to tell you what I did. Because this folder is only this wide and that's wider, so what I did was I inked up this part and tucked this in, and you can see there's a slight fold. What I do is I put that in and I fold this behind the folder. And then because paper does, you know, you can really get paper to move about. Now, does it match up perfectly with the design? You can get it pretty close to what it is. You just have to be a little bit more fussy, but it's not perfect. And it's okay because the overall look is distressed. So that works great. I just now need to heat set this. Okay, I want to explain to you what I've done so far with the cards. You saw how I made the card base. And so I decided to add to these, and then I'm going to add the images. So I'm going to tell you the dies that I used on here first. And I used this die, and it is called Large Funky Festive 664221. And I'm using this branch right there. And it actually cuts this extra piece, but I did not use that piece at all. I just used this part, and I cut it in black. And I'll show you that on here. I think you can see it best on this one. It's this piece right here. And then I used this set And this set is called Funky Floral number 2, 662701. And I used this piece right there. And I cut that one out of purple. And I think you can see that on here well too. That's the purple one right there. And my intention was to create a wreath, but as I got the pieces on and everything, I realized it didn't need to be a wreath. So that's what those pieces were for. You could probably look through your stash and find some great foliage that works, but those two worked really good. And then I pulled out this set, and this set is called Bold Text Halloween, and it's 665995. And the two that I used for that one were, as you can see on there, I used Eek. It actually goes this way. And I used Trick or Treat. And so the Eek is here, obviously the Trick or Treat. And I did not keep them so that they're just like this. I used the dropped out pieces to make it so I can make it fit in my design. Then the next thing that I did is I went ahead and machine stitched around the outside and attached it to a card base. So the next thing I did, which is what I wanted to show you, other than to explain that to you, I think you can. These look really, really cool if you look at these. You can see the because I have my light on, so you can actually see the little bit of the gloss from the glaze that I used, the peeled paint embossing powder. I really, really like it. And then they both are different, even though I basically did it the same. All right, so we're going to arrange these on here. And I did put double-sided foam tape on the back. And I'm going to set these on here to get some idea of how I want them to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one on. I know that's where I want it. I had tried these out. I always I call it auditioning. I audition my stamps and things to see how it is I want. And I know this hat will be a big vector because I want it to fit around this T. And I want it to fit on the pumpkin. Okay, so it's going to go like that. And I'm going to have this hat go to the side. I think that works. And then I have the one of the two leaves that are in that set. You can make a lot more leaves. It'd be really cute. And this is going to come down there. I think I'm going to move the hat just a little bit. Okay. This one side is tipping up and it's driving me crazy. Okay. There we go. All right, so then the skull head and the candy corn, and I thought it worked really good with him because of the saying went really well with these and the candy. I really, really like it. I'm really not particularly a skull person, but I really think this skull is super cute. And I like it with the candy corn. So we're going to have it look like he's chunking on that candy corn. I still want a little piece of that showing. And so that will work there. And it'll look like he's chewing a little bit on that candy corn. And then we have, I colored this one's because it's like the peanut butter wax wrapped candies that there used to be when I was a kid. And that fits in there really great. And then we have the moon, the star, and the bat. And I wanted to tell you something. What's really cool about this moon, it can go in either direction, quite frankly. It was on the packaging like this, but you could really do the moon either way. So now make sure this all fits. Yep. And we'll get the star. So I was able to make 2 cards using that entire set. And I decided that I wanted another moon and star for the other card. So I actually went ahead and stamped and colored that in, just like I showed in the, I made a video just coloring these. I think I mentioned that. Simple video. Okay, so it's kind of a simple card, but it's also kind of, I really think it's fun. I think it's cute and fun. I just really like these images. They're super cute. So then I'm going to do this one. And how I arranged that one was the owl is going to be sitting on the eek. Remove the strings from sewing, maybe. And I wanted to get the owl and the, get that in there so it works together. All right, and go ahead and put that in. When I put it together, I just realized that I needed more something up here in that corner. It was kind of bare, so I decided to make the moon, another moon. And that's going to work. And this owl is super cute. You could actually arrange all these like how I did, just as a really tiny note card with candy would be super cute. All right, now for this set, I thought the eek worked really well with the bat, and then the cat can be down here. Okay, it's kind of how I arranged them after I colored them. Okay. And this is the second of the leaves. There's two different styles. I think that works great there. And then the cute little cat. And then we're going to have this card completed. Now you can see how you could add anything else to it if you wanted to, but I think these work really great. And then actually to give some candy with it would be super great. So I'm going to go ahead and show you close up. So you can see how they are. Like I said, just in itself would make a cute little note card. They're just really darling. I really like them. And then there's that one. And it all worked really well. And again, I just used one paper from the new Halloween paper pad to make two cards. So I thought that was really great. So I really appreciate you stopping by. I will have in the description below the products that I used. And if you want to see again, like I said, how I colored these with using Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, I have that video also in on my channel. So thanks for stopping by.